Welcome to the Practical Dreamers podcast, where your dreams and finances collide. I'm Charm.
And I'm Dara.
And we're your guides on this journey to financial freedom. And today, we're going to talk about a topic that I think many people can relate to, especially with a lot of inflation. And that is saving money on groceries.
Yeah, we hear the excuse over and over again that I cannot afford to get groceries, so I'd rather just buy food out, or food out equals about the same amount as buying groceries. So we're here to kind of demystify the grocery store, and some of you can re-enter the grocery store now with these tips.
Perfect. And we're going to watch a couple of videos and you'll get our reactions to them. And then ultimately, we want to hear your comments about them too. So here we go.
Let me save you some money the next time you're at the grocery store. So when you're checking your prices, make sure to see if the price is per pound or per item. This head of garlic is $3.99 per pound. And when I weighed it, it didn't even weigh a half of a pound. So I ended up buying 2 heads of garlic, and it only cost me $1.36. Compared to a jar of garlic, it would have cost me $3.49. The same goes for things like ginger root. This particular ginger root is $4.99 per pound. So when I weighed it, again, it's not even a half of a pound. So the total price only cost me 90 cents. Compare that to if I would have purchased a tube of ginger paste, it would have cost me $5. And I know what you're thinking, but that ginger is not going to last that long. That's because you're not freezing it. Grab you a reusable freezer bag, plop that bad boy in there, and it's good for up to 3 to 4 months.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't know how many people are buying ginger root but I get the premise. The price per pound makes a huge difference. Shout out to my dad, who used to go over this all the time with us, the per pound price. But yeah, it does make a huge difference when you actually pay attention to those numbers.
This was very helpful. I don't know if you see my face. I'm smiling. I'm like, oh, this is gold. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I don't even think I've applied that. I see that scale and I walk right by it because most of the things that I purchase, they're already bagged in a sense. I don't take the time to go through individuals. But now I believe I may. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you know me, I love to save $1. So if I can save some coins, I'm not going to walk past that scale anymore. I'm going to take the time to weigh everything. It's going to be a line with that scale now.
Well, we see when you're at the grocery store, like for example, the $3.99 ginger, you see $3.99 and automatically I feel like people's minds just think like $3.99 for a piece of ginger. But when you really think about what a pound is, like she was saying, you put it on the scale and it's like a quarter of a pound and $3.99 a quarter of that. Like, it's not what you're thinking it would be necessarily. But this also translates to the entire grocery store. This isn't even just in the produce section. Because
the meats and things like that, that I understood, yes, but I never necessarily thought about on the produce side. So the produce part was helpful, but everything else I definitely apply, but you're right. It doesn't apply just there. So
yeah. And they do the math for you for the most part. Like if you look at the unit price on like say cereal or something like that, it'll already have it already mathed out for you. So you just look at it. Oh, this is however much versus this. It's not always size. You think you're getting a better deal with something bigger. That's not always the case. So make sure you're looking at the unit price. And I think you guys will save a lot of money in that sense.
And clearly make sure you have a lot of time. This is a lot of standing around doing math, but which is not a bad thing.
It's going to take time.
You might be doubling your time shopping. However, not a bad thing. Maybe take it in spurts of what you want to get. Like for me right now, it's going to be the produce side. The cereal was a good tip, but I'm probably just going to grab that box and keep it moving.
Well, this could even work for your online shoppers too, because the apps actually have it where it does tell you per pound what the price is. And you can say, oh, I want a quarter of a pound or half a pound. And then you can make your own price that way. And then they'll package it for you. So it can work either way. If you don't want to be in the grocery store, you want to continue to shop online, you can still do that using these tips.
Good tip. Perfect. Let's move on to the next one.
Struggling to stay on budget with your groceries lately? Girl, me too. Here's 3 steps I followed to cut my grocery spending in half over the last 3 months without clipping coupons or scouring weekly sales. 1, got honest. It's easy to give yourself excuses for why you overspent on groceries, but once you know what you want to spend each week, it's time to figure out what you can feasibly eat with that. Prioritize your must-haves. For me, it's eating whole foods and buying organic meats and dairy, and then find the other places you can cut. 2, got realistic. In order to lower your budget, you've got to lower what you get. It's basic math. For me, this meant limiting usual splurge items and making more basic meals than before that require less ingredients. I can still eat healthy, which matters to me, but maybe the actual meals are sometimes less exciting. And 3, got strict. Sticking to a new budget isn't usually fun, but you basically have 2 choices here: discipline now or regret later. Keep your ultimate financial goals in mind to keep you on track.
All right. So keyword there is budget.
Absolutely. And when you think of your budget when you're going grocery shopping, I definitely encourage myself and anyone that that asks me a question about budgeting in particular, I encourage them to actually create a shopping list. Make sure you create that list ahead of time. If you were just going to the grocery store and shopping on the whim, you're going to overspend. I mean, it's just evident. So if you can make sure that you're making a list of groceries before you go, that is key there.
Yeah. And if you can take it a step further and actually make your
meal plan
for what you're going to make for the week, then it makes it a lot easier to figure out what you need instead of, picking up things you don't need. And then also this happens in our household from time to time, but the double buying where it's, oh, do we have this at home? Check to make sure you actually need this, because a lot of times you'll think, oh, I need bananas or I need, I don't know, red onions or something. And there's a whole bag of them sitting on your counter. So just make sure. What?
I'm like, dang, a whole bag. Y'all just missing a whole bag. Like,
listen, they're put away, out of sight, out of mind, and then another bag is. Don't judge us, okay? Don't judge. Oh, but yes, that's why I'm telling you guys, try to make sure you check for what you actually need.
Absolutely. And that's where, as I shared earlier, making the list while you're home is key. So you should be looking at that bag of onions because it's in your face. Exactly.
So not in the car on the way to the grocery store like we do. Don't do that.
No. That looks fun. Okay. Well, what are your thoughts on that video, dear?
Well, those tips were pretty straightforward, I thought. She talked about the clearance items. There's plenty of times that you'll see those stickers or, excuse me, like towards the end of the day, they might be getting rid of certain things. So you'll see like price to go or yellow, red stickers. So that's probably something you can look out for. She also brought up the sales and digital coupons. So a lot of the grocery stores we know do have that feature as well. It's time consuming, but in the end, you'll definitely save money. What about you? What did you think?
Well, I did appreciate that she talked about, she mentioned the bulk buying. I definitely bulk buy, even as a single individual. If it was within my budget, I would bulk buy, especially paper towels, toilet paper, things of that nature, because you're going to use that. You're going to keep using it. I wouldn't necessarily encourage anyone to bulk buy if you are a single individual and like you see all that cereal, you're not going to eat all of that. So
no, definitely not.
Yes, if you have a huge family though, bulk buying when you do see a sale is essential. That's definitely something I would encourage people to do.
Yeah, I've bulk bought, whatever it is. I don't know. But anyway, I bought a bunch of stuff in bulk and I made the mistake of, it's on sale. Let me grab a whole bunch of them. And then with a household of 2, it doesn't really work out well because these things are perishable. They have expiration dates. So you got to be careful with what you're bulk buying. So I agree, like the paper towel, the toilet paper, things like that go crazy. But for the other stuff, not so much. But then also we were talking about meat, like bulk buying that.
Yeah.
And then put it in the freezer. The freezer is your friend.
Oh, yes. My favorite thing to do is actually get the family packs of meat. So get the family packs of meat. I will break those down into smaller portions and put them in freezer bags and then freeze them. That's actually, it's financially better for you because you think about those families, the family packs, they're about $10, depending on what kind of chicken you're getting to, but what cut I should say, but about $10 or so for that family size pack where you might be getting, let's say 15 pieces of chicken breasts. Well, that's probably not for $10, but anywho, you get the point. It's a good price if it is. Snatch it up. But let's say you're getting about 10 pieces of chicken breast, and then you get the smaller size, the individual, where you get 4, but you see that price is probably, let's say, I'm still going to keep with the pricing, but $8. It makes sense to get the family dollar pack versus the smaller portion for the price. And then going back to what you shared earlier, Dira, about the unit price and the size and things like that's what matters there. And so the family size makes more sense. It takes a little more work to break down that meat when you get home, but it's worth it. Then you'll have not only just one serving, you'll have multiple servings to last you and your family.
And make sure you're putting dates on your meat, guys. Everything you put in the freezer, make sure you're dating it.
Yeah. Well, that's only if you're buying that much and you don't cook the food too. I guess that's a good point, about being wasteful. Make sure that you're purchasing things that they're going to be used within the next, I would say no more than the next 30 days or so within your household.
All right, guys. So that is our video. Just in summary, just want to go over the tips that we shared with you from these videos. So 1, remember unit pricing. 2, budgeting and sticking to your budget is important, as well as finding clearance items and different digital coupons, and then also bulk buying. And with bulk buying, remember that the freezer is always your friend. So we hope that this helps you guys in the grocery store and helps you save money, both on food shopping and with going out to buy food.
Well, that's it, everyone. Thanks again for joining us. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll continue to put out some more great content for all of you to enjoy. And remember, everyone, don't forget the magic of being practical. Until next time.
Yep. Bye.